want the bed because I'm sleepy.
You are sleeping? Why are you sleeping right now? It's too early.
Why are you shouting?
I'm shouting because I love you, baby girl.
I love you too.
I love you too much. When are you coming back? I miss you, baby.
I don't know.
Where?
To the shop.
To the shop to do what?
To buy stuff. You need anything?
No.
Hey guys, it's Sky here. I'm just here not to say much, but just to address an issue that I have been seeing online. That it has not been disturbing me, but some people find it uncomfortable, and I need to be straightforward with it.
You won't believe what happened to Betty Bayo's daughter, Sky Victor, because people didn't turn on her slowly. Allegedly, it was one post, and the comments turned into a war zone. And before you think this is just internet noise, wait, because the backlash didn't even explode from the video itself. It exploded from what was reportedly said after.
I was saying once again, I'm an old woman. You people have been asking for my age and what time do I go to school. I am an old woman. I don't go to school. What is up? Sedangi shule. I've not been in school in so many years now.
Now, here is where it gets messy. Sky is not just any kid online. She is tied to a gospel icon's name, and some viewers are saying, you can't carry that family image and post like that. But others are firing back. She's her own person. Leave her alone. But that is not all, because screenshots are circulating as receipts, and if even one of them is out of context, then this whole story flips. And then comes the part that made things twice as bad. People online claim comments started disappearing, accounts getting blocked, and suddenly the narrative became, is this a cover-up or protection? And the biggest twist, watch what Betty Bayo did or did not do right after the backlash, because fans noticed something and it changes everything.
There will be no your mom, there will be no your dad. You're gonna be alone. Yeah. If you learn to misbehave, we cannot do anything. Even if you call me on phone and you do me there's nothing I can do. Me, I don't even have a UK visa. I don't have UK visa. So if you decide to go and...
So, by the end of this video, you decide, is this accountability or a full-blown witch hunt? Well, Sky Victor is not just another kid on TikTok. She's the daughter of Betty Bayo, one of Kenya's most beloved gospel artists, a woman who built her brand on faith, family values, and redemption after every public divorce. Betty's followers, they are not just casual fans. They have invested, spiritually connected, protective, and when Betty started posting her daughter Sky Victor online, people fell in love with her immediately. Bright, confident, articulate, beyond her years, Sky Victor became a mini celebrity in her own right. Photo shoots, brand endorsements, interviews, red carpet appearances, and by age 10, she had her own growing platforms. And that is when the cracks started showing, not in Sky's behavior, in the public's perception of it. See, in Kenya, there is a cultural expectation. Children of gospel artists should be humble, quiet, respectful, and almost invisible. Sky Victor was none of those things, and the internet noticed.
You know, in the last live, there's this some person who said I talk too much.
You are not even talking about the last live.
No, there was another live.
The first wave of criticism didn't come from Sky herself. It came from the comments under Betty Bayo's posts. Why is this child always online? She is too exposed. A child's face shouldn't be this public. These were not hate comments, at least not yet. These were concerned parents, church members, older Kenyans who believed childhood should be sacred and private. But Betty Bayo pushed back. In multiple interviews, she defended her decision, saying, quote, Sky is talented. I am supporting her dreams. If she wants to be in the public eye, I won't stop her. Noble, right? Except, Sky wasn't 18. She wasn't even 13. And that is where the debate exploded. One person in particular said she's a proud mother showcasing her daughter's gifts. The other said she's exploiting a child for content and clout, and both sides were loud. But this was still just talk, commentary, opinion. The real turning point, the moment that shifted this from debate to warfare, came later, and it was not what Sky posted, it was how she responded. In Kenyan culture, there is a term that cuts deep, mjuaji. It means someone who is too forward, too bold, too grown for their age, and Sky Victor started getting labeled as exactly that. It began with small things, a video where she corrected an adult on camera, another where she confidently talked about fashion and beauty products, a photo shoot where some people felt her makeup was too mature, and comments poured in. This girl talks like she's 30. Betty needs to discipline her. Why is a child wearing lipstick and posting like a model? Now, here is the thing. Sky wasn't doing anything wild. She was not cursing. She was not drinking. Wasn't posting anything remotely inappropriate. She was just confident. But in a culture that values humility, especially from young girls, confidence can be read as arrogance, and arrogance gets punished. Still, Betty stood firm. She continued posting Sky, continued defending her, but then came the video, the one post, the inciting incident, and everything changed. Here is what allegedly happened. Sky Victor posted a video. Sources say that it was either a TikTok or an Instagram story where she was asked about dealing with online hate. Her response was brutally honest. According to screenshots circulating online, she said something along the lines of, "I don't care what people think, they are just jealous, they wish they had my life." Now, to some, that is a child standing up for herself. To others, that is disrespect, pride, everything a gospel artist's daughter should never display. The backlash was instant. Comments flooded in. This is what happens when you don't discipline your child. Get this girl off social media before she embarrasses herself further. But here is where it gets murky, because the video was deleted within hours, and the screenshots people kept sharing, some claim they are fake, edited, taken out of context. Others swear they saw the original, saved it, had receipts, but nobody can agree what was actually said. For 3 days, Betty Bayo said nothing. Not a post, not a story, not even a statement, and the silence made people angrier. She's hiding. She knows her daughter messed up. She's protecting her brand over her child's character. But on day 4, Betty Bayo finally spoke, and what she said split the internet even further. In a heartfelt Instagram post, Betty wrote, and I quote, "My daughter is a child, a smart, talented, confident child. If her confidence intimidates you, that says more about you than it does about her. I will not apologize for raising a girl who knows her worth." The comments exploded, supporters rallied, and yes, Betty, protect your baby. People are just jealous of Sky's success, plain and simple, but the critics also doubled down. Now, we need to talk about the motive, because one theory that keeps surfacing is this: Sky Victor, or more specifically, Betty Bayo then knew exactly what they were doing. And here is the logic. Controversy drives engagement, engagement drives followers, followers drive brand deals, and brand deals drive income. Some critics claim that Betty Bayo had been intentionally positioning Sky as a young influencer since she was 7 years old, grooming her for fame, using her childhood as content. They point to the professional shoots, the sponsored posts, the interviews where Sky talks about her career goals, the carefully curated Instagram aesthetics, and one viral tweet read, "Betty Bayo is turning her daughter into a product, and we're all complicit by watching." Harsh, yes. Unfair, maybe. But completely baseless. That's harder to argue, because whether intentional or not, Sky's controversy did one thing for certain. It made her more famous. Her name trended. Her face was everywhere. Her story became national news. And in the influencer economy, that is currency. So the question becomes, was this a mistake or a strategy? But let's zoom out for a second, Because the scariest part of this story isn't what Sky posted, it's not even what Betty Bayo said, it's how fast the internet decided this child's future. Think about it. Sky Victor is a minor. She didn't commit a crime. She didn't hurt anyone. She didn't spread hate. She was just being herself, and thousands of people decided that was unacceptable. So, what is really happening here? Is this about accountability, or is it about control? Is it about protecting children or punishing confidence? Is it about gospel values or generational jealousy? Because here is the uncomfortable truth. People are obsessed with Sky Victor because she represents something they can't reconcile. A young girl who refuses to shrink in a culture that demands girls be small, quiet and obedient. Sky Victor is loud, visible and unapologetic, and that terrifies people, not because she's dangerous, but because she's free, and freedom, especially in a child, especially in a girl, especially online, is seen as a threat. So, should Sky Victor be off social media? That is not for me to decide, but here is what I'll say. If you're going to have this conversation, let us be honest what it is really about. It's not about one video, it's not about one caption, it's not even about one family. It is about how we treat children in the digital age. It's about how we police young girls for the same traits we celebrate in boys. It's about whether we believe confidence is a gift or a sin. Sky Victor didn't ask to be the center of this debate, but she's here, and the way we respond will set the precedent for every child influencer who comes after her. So before you comment, before you share, before you report, ask yourself, am I protecting this child or punishing her? Because one of those is accountability and the other is a witch hunt. What do you think? Drop your take in the comments. Let's talk about it respectfully. And if this video made you think, hit that subscribe button. We're diving deep into the stories nobody else will touch. See you in the next one.